Welcome to Time Out with Twin Possible.
Phantom kicks. Something I didn't know about a week ago, but I do know about now. I've got to say it's the weirdest phenomenon I've ever experienced, and I've experienced very strange phenomenons in my life, including near-death experiences, psychic premonitions, etc., etc. So you know that I really have been there and done that, and so this is pretty strange. So what I want to show people is that you're not insane if this is happening to you, because you may feel like there may be a mental component at one point or another, but the thing is that phantom kicks, meaning feeling a fetus inside of you while you know you're not pregnant, and you're definitely not pregnant, or you may think you're pregnant but find out you're not pregnant, it is something that does occur, and more commonly than you or I didn't know, you or I may think. When I posed the question on Facebook, I said I'm feeling these weird things inside of me in my lower abdomen, right where, where the uterus grows. It grows above the pubic bone. It grows at the pubic level around 12 weeks, and then it ascends upward after that. So your baby is right there, so until it has ample room to move around a lot, it's basically in that lower quadrant. So when you feel those first flutters and stuff, usually it's in that lower area of your abdomen, down above the pubic region. So above that, in the middle of nowhere, my abdomen, where I don't know anything that should be moving around is, except for gas, which really doesn't stay put there for any amount of time, something startling happened, and I started feeling these weird flutters and things that just totally reminded. I've been pregnant numerous times, more times than I even have children, and I've bared 5 children and twins. I've been through a lot of pregnancies, 5 children including the twins, sorry, but I've been pregnant even more times than that. I've known basically the ins and out of pregnancy. I've read every book. I write a blog for 4.5 years. I've done my research since I just turned 39. I was 18, turning 19, when I first started reading up on pregnancy-related topics, because that's when I got pregnant for the first time. So I have a lot of years of experience under my belt with this. So when I felt these weird things, it's kind of weird because I'm extremely regular, had my period when I should have had it, wasn't scant, very light, very pain-free or anything to make me think, oh my God, I better run out and get a pregnancy test. There was nothing like that. So to feel these weird things, and mind you now, you have to be a little further along. Now for those of us that have multiple children, our uteruses, and if you're a little bit thinner, or you have less fat in the stomach area, you can feel kicks a little sooner. For first-time moms, it tends to be a little later. And you also don't know what you're really feeling for or looking to feel at that time. But when you first try at motherhood, but after a while, you get pretty clear on what fetal movement is, and you know when you're feeling it. And so even when it can occur 14 weeks or so, it couldn't happen. I think with the twins it happened earlier for me. I have to look back. But, so you're saying that I'd have to be at least 14 weeks. And with what I started to feel over the progression of a few days, I would go to like between 16 to 20 weeks. Maybe even more for some of those feelings. Now, I have IBS. I've had it since as long as I can remember. 10 years old I had it. I used to sit on the toilet bowl and hold myself, crying in the middle of the night to myself inwardly, hugging myself because I was embarrassed about it. I didn't know what was wrong with me, and I kept it from my parents. So I know all about gas. I know about bowel pain. I know about contractions that aren't baby related. I know all about digestive issues. I know about burps, farts, etc., 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 like most people do. Men, you definitely know. But when I started to feel this movement in my lower abdomen that wouldn't let up and didn't move anywhere, it kind of stayed around the same area, but it didn't feel like gas, and it kind of just, I don't know, just was consistent. Then it would go on and off, just like a tiny fetus would. It just kind of baffled me. So I was saying, like I was saying before on Facebook, I said, I think I have an alien living inside of me. I got impregnated by an alien last night in my sleep because I am feeling something in my stomach that I don't think I should be feeling. It feels just like a baby moving in me. And, you know, I'm laughing about it at the same time. I'm going, could I be one of those freakish people on, I didn't know I was pregnant, you know, like the people who maybe just, I don't know, overlook things or something, and you always wonder how they could, or just, you know, even ones that aren't first-time mothers, so you wonder how the heck that can happen, or they got their periods, like my mother swears she had her period for 5 months with me, didn't know till 5.5 months, so that made me a little freaked out. So I'll do the pregnancy test in a little while, just because I had to do it. So anybody that experiences this is obviously going to run out and take a, you know, either go slay somebody at the pharmacy for getting their prescription wrong, their birth control pills mixed with blood pressure pills or something, or they're going to be maybe excited if they're looking forward to having a baby, which, like, if this happened to me when I was trying to conceive, I would be freaking really heartbroken. To have phantom kicks, not real kicks. So, honestly, feeling these feelings didn't drum up anything inside of me, making me want another baby. It honestly just made me say, oh my God, what's going on in there? So, at first I thought the first day it was gas. You know, I tried to think that, even though I have a lot of decades now under my belt of gas, and I have never felt that way before. It didn't accompany with bloat and burping, farting, any of the normal stuff, pains, cramps, you know, and I took antacids, I took anti-gas pills, I took, you know, and I even would have a bowel movement or something. Nothing would let it up. It just persisted, like, not constantly, like a baby, where there'd be, like, times of sleep, where a fetus would sleep, then it would, and actually, sometimes I would have, like, a sugary drink or something, or a cup of tea or something, and I would feel more movements in that same region. So that kind of freaked me out, because I'm like, that's exactly what happens when you, like, give, like, a fetus a little bit of sugar or caffeine or something. They get a little haywire. So I'm going, that's bizarre. But did I think I was pregnant? No, I just thought it was really weird and really pregnancy-like. But I always thought the people that had, like, a phantom pregnancy I've heard of, where they actually can grow their bellies and, like, they're so obsessed with getting pregnant that they can grow, they can lactate, they can have all the symptoms of pregnancy, they can, you know, feel kicks, they can even have uterine contractions of labor and no baby comes of it. I thought that was like a mental psychotic, not psychotic, but a mental thing where you just want something really, really bad, and it could be, you know, but I just thought it was a mental thing that I knew I didn't have, because honestly I never ever in my reproductive life wanted a child less than I do right now, with the twins testing me at every turn, and they might kill a newborn right now because they are just so jealous. I can't push a kid on a swing to say, you don't touch her, you don't like her, I'm not talking to you, mommy, I don't like you, you never talk to her again. I'm like, I've never seen that. Okay, don't get pregnant, Shell, don't get pregnant. But anyway, like I said, I have regular periods, everything like that, but then there in the back of your mind, you're feeling this feeling, it feels extraordinarily real, and you know there are these freak people out there who go through a pregnancy not knowing, or getting a period, or 1 in a billion situations, so you don't know 150% sure, but then again, you're saying, okay, I don't want this, so this is not, you know, like that type of thing. So when somebody said on Facebook, phantom kicks, I was like, but I'm not mentally wanting a baby. I've never wanted one less right now. I said, I'm not trying. And if I was, it would really, like I said before, be torturesome. So I just kept waiting. So the next day after I thought maybe it's gas, then it proceeded to just feel more so. And I honestly just, very bizarre. I mean, I went on an amusement park ride where something came over my shoulders and went down there, and it felt like something was kicking the thing underneath, like if you put pressure on a fetus, you know, with your hand or something, and it would kick you. It was kind of like that. I was like, oh my God, this is so weird. But I obviously would not be doing the things that I was doing if I really thought I was pregnant. But I did take a test just for your viewing pleasure and for my own peace of mind. But I honestly knew, I know my cycles very well, and honestly I feel the ovulation pains going on right now. So I know what's going on with my cycle. It's just so bizarre. Anyhow, so these feelings, just like not gas, because I know gas. Gas comes from me like in waves, and you hear it sometimes, or it just gurgles and moves like bubbles popping around and stuff, and it usually doesn't stay centered in the same area. And I'm talking for like days and days, 5 to 6 days now, in the same area on and off, just like it would if you had a small fetus in the uterus, and the uterus is growing, but it still remained in the same area. It's like flutters and small rolls, not rolls like a 30, 40, full term 40-week pregnancy, but, where you see elbows and stuff, but just like little rolls and kicks and flutters underneath the skin that honestly, and I have a pinched nerve in my neck. I've had pulled muscles everywhere where I could see the twitching. It doesn't seem like that. That's more uniform, and like you put your finger there and you can feel the twitches. It's like it hasn't felt anything like that. So when it started, like, the first day, okay, second day, third day, the fourth day, what the heck is wrong with me? So when I heard phantom kicks, I looked it up, and oh my God, I could not believe how much I read about the situation. That there are a ton of people out there having this phenomenon who honestly was so happy to read about it. So I did a blog post yesterday on it. You could see the link to that in the bottom of this if you like to read, and just maybe it has some more information that I'm not covering in this video. That I just said, oh my God, that sounds exactly like what I'm experiencing right now. I said, maybe that is what I'm going through. But why? I mean, why now? I mean, I'm 4.5 years postpartum here. I'm not, looking to have a baby, which doesn't even seem to have to be the case, because there are other women like that. But it does seem like the majority happen to have this phenomenon, like right after their babies come out, so they're kind of like feeling like what they were used to. And I never had that before, but that makes a little more sense. The muscles and things have memory, and maybe as the uterus is shrinking down, you could feel these weird things going on in the uterine area as it goes and crunches back to its normal size, and spasms and just things getting back to normal down there, you know what I'm saying? So that made more sense to me, but there were some women claiming that they were 3, 4, 10, 12 years postpartum, and some of them not wanting babies at all. Some of them said it made them miss the feeling of it, and some of them said that they just had no desire but were experiencing the exact same thing. So it just made me feel so much better, because it meant that I knew, okay, I don't want this to be a baby. Not that I wouldn't love a baby, but oh my God, I didn't know anything about it. I take medication. I would ask that if I even thought I was pregnant. But I mean, stuff like that. But the feelings are just totally different from gas. So even though some people may say, what are phantom kicks? Are they gas? Is it possible? Like I said, I've felt gas, and it usually roams about. It doesn't usually stay in the same place, and it gets relieved. It doesn't stay around for days and days and days and haunt you in the same spot unless there's something going on, like, I don't know. Maybe you didn't have a bowel movement in 6 weeks and you have a blockage. Maybe. In one particular area. But if it's in one particular, I just don't get it. I still don't get it. Gas moves throughout the intestinal tract, and if you take gas pills, and I did, and I also, went to the bathroom, usually that relieves the problem. So, that didn't work, and I haven't had the other symptoms also associated with gas. Like I said, IBS, as long as I can remember, and this is just so out of the ordinary for me. So I just wanted to let you know that if you're feeling something similar to this, you are not alone. I'm going through it right now. Honestly, I can even feel it going on. I put my hand down, I can actually feel it sometimes. And sometimes I could pull my pants down and I look at it and actually see little somethings. And it's so weird, because I'm still going, maybe I did get impregnated by an alien. Because it seems so real. I see how it could trick anybody. But then again, a home pregnancy test would come up for 99.999% of women at this point where you would be feeling fetal movement at 14 weeks of pregnancy to 20 weeks, depending on the woman, and the amount of pregnancies they've had before, how in tune they are with their bodies, and also the muscle mass or weight. It has a lot of factors at play, but definitely what I'm feeling would certainly show up on a pregnancy test by now. So I'm just going to do it just to kill the curiosity, to just finalize any little doubts, which I pray to God, because not that a baby isn't a blessing, and I would be blessed, but it would be kind of freaky to be that like 5-6 months along and not know it, and be thrown into that at this moment. And also, like I said, I do take medication, and I never had any reason to think I was pregnant. So I'm actually praying for a negative result. But anyway, I just want to let you know, phantom kicks are a real thing. It doesn't mean that it's a phantom pregnancy where you're going to extend your belly out and you're going to look pregnant, you're going to go through labor, and it's not a psychological condition. It's just something that can happen. Maybe it's for some, it might have to do with missing feeling a baby inside of you, or it could be because you're newly postpartum, or even up to like a year postpartum, where things are just still getting back to normal, like the uterus is shrinking down, which could be, some say, up to 18 months to fully get back to where it once was. But for me, I am 4.5 years postpartum, so it's a little different of a scenario. So seeing other posts by other people about them being way down the line and having that same experience makes me feel a lot better about myself, knowing I'm not alone in it. So I urge you to read my article below, and also I just want to say too that if you're experiencing this, don't worry. It's not going to hurt you when it ends. I can't tell you because mine is on and off, but daily, up until bedtime. Sometimes I'm in bed feeling it. One time I woke up out of my sleep and I felt, it like kicks onto the bed because I was sleeping on my stomach. And I was at McDonald's today watching the kids play, and I had a couple of sips of soda, and I just felt like a wild thing going on down there, and it just feels just totally different from gas to me, and just like not like a twitch, not like a muscle spasm. My husband said maybe nerves, that nerves that are down in that area. I don't know. It just is totally, in my 39 years, nothing like I've experienced before. So, that being said, let's go take the test and just put an end to this confusion here.